And joining me right now here on the Mark Moses Show to kick off the week and go over the latest on the Florida Gators is my great friend, yes, Andrew Spivey with Gator Country. We got much to discuss. Andrew, how you doing today?
Doing good, Mark. Thanks for having me on.
Let's start with this. Yes, Gators lose to LSU 20-10. We'll get to that in a minute. How was the press conference today with Billy Napier, which just wrapped up about an hour ago?
Mark, you and I have done this a long time. We've been around sports a long time. You know, when you have a coach get snipey with the media when he's usually not, that typically signals the pressure has gotten to him. And that's what happened. There was a question asked, and listen, the question could have been worded differently. And I think, everyone would agree with that. But the question was, is it time to maybe go to let a more experienced quarterback like Harrison Bailey or Aiden Warner, who has, been in college now 4, 5, 6 years now, get in? And he simply said, they don't have more experience than DJ. And he said, that's a dumb question. Next question. Typically when you hear that, Mark, that means that the pressure's there and he's ready to unleash, on somebody.
Didn't he last year at this time make the comment about the guys in the basement? Remember? Didn't that happen?
That was before UCF, right? Yeah.
Yes.
About the fans in Orlando being in their mom's basement in Orlando or something. Or I forget the whole quote, but that one went viral. And again, that was that the week after? Yeah, that was the week after the blowout to A&M, if I'm not mistaken.
You've been around this program a long time. Is this like a situation where not if, but when, if you look at Billy Napier as the coach here at Florida?
I don't see how you respond. I mean, the excuses are gone. I was one of the people who, said, hey, let's see what DJ can do. Let's see if DJ can save this program. DJ can't save this program. There's a couple things, to that. And one of those being that DJ's not, looking like the guy he was last year. You can say that's injury, and I do think he's still injured. You can say that his defense is figuring out what DJ's all about. I think that's accurate. I can think that, I believe that there's also some, a little bit of Billy not calling things game right either. I mean, you're not running the ball. You have one of the better backs in the country, and, you're doing that. So there's a lot of factors. 2 and 2 can be one, and that is DJ and Billy can both be not playing well and coaching well right now. And unfortunately, Billy don't get the same pass DJ does. You can't just bench DJ. I mean, you can just bench DJ. You don't bench Billy. You fire him.
How bad were the 5 interceptions on Saturday night then?
I would say 4 of them were just bad reads. The one at the end of in the fourth quarter when they were driving with, when they took 7 minutes off the clock and down 2 scores, which, again, signals bad on Billy. But, that one you could say was just an overthrow. He wasn't open by any means, but, if he underthrows it, it's probably not intercepted. But because he overthrew it, it was intercepted. So, but the other 4 were just not reading it. There was a crossing route where DJ had to have seen there was 3 guys, and it's there. And, I'm starting to get a lot of feedback from people who are connected to the program and are around the program, and they're saying, that DJ's basically being told where to throw the ball before the ball snapped. And if that is the case, Mark, that's bad.
How disappointing is this after we just went 8 straight months saying, hey, there's optimism for this team. DJ's coming back. They ended last year very strong with all those wins. This has got to be an all-time disappointment, right, for this program with how they've started.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's a disappointment, Mark, but it's like this is what Florida football's turned into, you know? I mean, you get the defense fixed. I mean, the defense gave up 8 first downs, and all they gave up to LSU. They've given up 2 touchdowns all year, and they have 2 losses on the year. And it's like, okay, when you get the defense fixed, the offense isn't fixed. They can't have all 2 together. And, you know, this is year 4. You've got players. It's not a talent issue. It's deeper than that, you know. And again, you know, you're having the penalties that are just uncalled for. You know, they're undisciplined football team. No flow. I mean, you know, Florida was down or tied 10-10 until they threw the pick, and LSU, you know, got the field goal to go up 13-10 at the half. And Mark, if you wouldn't have seen the score, you'd have thought Florida was losing majorly. And the sad part about that is LSU didn't get a first down until the last minute of the first quarter. They had went 3 drives, going 3 and out.
It was fascinating post-game where Les Miles goes off on the LSU reporters for asking about how come they don't have a run game. I don't think LSU's that great either, even though – was it valid that – Miles was asked those questions after this performance
Brian
against Florida.
Kelly.
Oh, I'm
Brian
sorry.
Kelly.
All right. I apologize. Who did I say? It's been a long weekend of suffering.
It was not the grass eater. It was the grind dancer.
Okay. I apologize. It's been a long couple of days watching bad football. It is. So Brian Kelly started yelling at the reporters. I don't think LSU's that great. What are your thoughts after this game?
Let me say this. I'm a good friends with Doug Nussmeier. Love the guy. Watched Garrett grow up through the years. Love Garrett as a player and as a coach. He's not cut out right now. They're not doing very well. You know, this LSU offense in general is not very good. I mean, again, you had 8 first downs, you know, and they had, I think, a little over 300 or right under 300 at the end. A lot of those were chunk plays, and you know, they're not great. Their defense is really, really good, and the thing is, they were missing their best player who got ejected in the first third play of the game on defense for them. Their defense is really, really good, and Baker's a very, very good defensive coordinator. But offensively, they're not going to win very many football games unless it's a very, very low-scoring game or unless the defense.
We're here at the Andrew Spivey, Gator Country. I'm going to tell you this. In that first half, when it appeared the Gators were going to have a 90-yard touchdown pass, all the momentum, and then they're like, sorry, holding. I'm like, Gators are not winning this game. I'm sorry. It's just bad. I feel bad for Billy Napier. I do. Because, again, they're right there. He just can't finish it. Can they just, like you said, offense, then defense, then defense? Like, man, this is just so frustrating. What were your thoughts after that play was called back, which should have been a touchdown?
Well, when it happened, I was like, hey, this is Austin Appleby to Tyree Cleveland, 99 yards when Florida clinched the SEC championship game in Baton Rouge under McElwain. And I was like, ball game. And then you seen flag, and it was like, yep, ball game. Yep. LSU wins because it took the sail out. And then, you know, what makes it worse is the next play is a draw on third down, and instead of, you know, taking another shot, you conceded the drive. And, you know, it's odd, you know, and it just Florida has to have everything go right for them, and you don't have very many football games, Mark, and you know this, that everything goes right. But it's like if one thing goes wrong for this team, they can't win. And especially in the red zone. Like, they're not good enough that if they score and it comes back, that they could do it again. And Billy is not a good enough play caller to figure out how to scheme up in the red zone to do things. And it's like he has a completely different playbook in the red zone, and he forgets what got him there.
Did you also look at what Miami did to South Florida on Saturday? I know one eyeball was looking at that, right?
I mean, I watched part of it until the delay. I was had that game and the Georgia-Tennessee game on at the same time, and then they went into delay, and then I was just kind of following it on the StatCast online. I didn't watch it, but I mean, everything shows Miami just pretty much dominated South Florida.
What do you think of this matchup then, where they're going to have College Game Day Saturday night under the lights, national TV, Florida at Miami? What are your thoughts?
Game Day have no better place to go.
I don't get it. I don't get it either. They have no campus. There's nothing on campus for them. I don't get.
Right.
I get it.
So where are they going to? The Orange Bowl or the old Orange Bowl? And then is there going to be anybody there? I mean, I don't know. But again, this team has talent, but I'm worried about DJ now. I'm not seeing old DJ. I think his confidence is gone for sure. He has that look on his face of, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I can't get out of this. And then, when you turn the page even further, you're starting to hear some offensive guys questioning DJ and, wondering, can they make a change? They don't really have a choice. I mean, unless you go with a freshman, Tramel Jones. And again, I don't know if he's a better option, but you're starting to have a lot of things go wrong. Now, last year they had the same things go wrong and they figured out a way. I'm not sure that they have that same this year. And this is the most important football game Billy Napier's ever coached on Saturday.
I agree with you. I think it is. Even if he wins the game, does that change anything there in Gainesville?
Depends on who you ask. I mean, if you ask the team, maybe. If you ask outsiders, boosters, fans, I think they've seen enough. I mean, I say this, and it would change things. But even if Florida went on a roll and won 6 straight or something, I'm just not sure fans and boosters are ever going to forget what they've seen the last 2 weeks, and that is awful football and terrible coaching as well. And so, yeah, I don't know that it helps him except for in his own locker room and on his record.
Is it frustrating where they're not getting blown out and the last 2 weeks were winnable games? Does that make it even crazier for you?
Yeah, I mean, again, had Caleb Banks played on Saturday against South Florida 2 weeks ago, maybe they win that game because, Caleb Banks was showing everybody in the world why he's the number one, one of the first-round draft picks, next year before he got hurt. But, yeah, it is. It's frustrating because what we thought was going to be the weakness and what is the weakness is two totally different things right now. I mean, had you told me at the beginning of the year that the defense would have gave up 2 touchdowns total in 3 games, I'm saying Florida's 3-0 without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, going into Miami. You're absolutely right. Okay, real quick. You brought up you saw Tennessee and Georgia. I was not shocked when Tennessee missed the field goal. I'm at that point with that program. What did you think of the end of that game?
Yeah, I mean, I when they got real conservative, I was like, you really about to lose this to a college kicker in this series? Like, Georgia owns you right now. Why leave it up to fate of a field goal kicker and not just punch it in and win the game out of the way? It was wild. Kirby and them were caught off guard for the first 3 possessions, and then it was like, all right, we got this figured out now, and it's over with.
Who's the best team in the SEC then?
I mean, I think you have to go Georgia. I mean, honestly, all around. I mean, yeah, I think so. I mean, I think LSU's not a bad football team, but when you look at LSU's win over Clemson, that doesn't look good. They very well could be 0-3. And then you look at what they did against Florida, and again, do I think Florida's defense is good? Yes. Do I think it is 8 first downs good? Not a chance.
Okay. So what's your game plan for the rest of the week to get us ready for the game against Miami, buddy?
Stay away from everybody because everybody's just hostile right now.
I know. I'm like, just get to kickoff. That's how I feel. Just get it to Saturday night.
It is a hostile environment. Fans are mad. Boosters are mad. And again, I get it. I get it. Boosters have put a lot of money on this roster. And they're 1-2.
How many touchdowns have they scored? Okay, outside of – just want to make sure we have this right here. So outside of the opener, that doesn't count. The offense has scored how many touchdowns? 2? Or is it –
because they had – did they have a touchdown? They did have a touchdown last week, so they've had two touchdowns.
So the defense only given up 2. The offense has only scored 2 in the last 2 weeks. And this is a team that's put millions of dollars into this program. Millions.
And a team that you thought offensively was about to just be really, really good.
I still think they can be. I think they're like, how about run the ball with Bob more than 10 times a game? How about run it down people's throats, or is that not possible?
You would think so, Mark, but, offensive line continues to hold, and they're not getting very much. And here's the other thing, too. And, a lot of criticism gets put on the offensive line, and rightfully so at times. But at other times, especially the South Florida game, when you got 9 in the box, 10 in the box, and they don't respect your throwing game, it doesn't matter because you don't have enough bodies to block.
You're not happy. Okay, should I bring up the Atlanta Falcons who got a big win?
Yeah, but we're the same way. We can't score in the daggone red zone. Good grief almighty.
Stop it. You dominated Minnesota. Dominated.
Dominated Minnesota. The defense is, thank God, is so much better. Our sack party's back. The rookies. The rookies that we went out and got, Xavier Watts and Pierce and those guys. They played really well, and it's great to see that the defense is there. I think the offense will be fine. It's just frustrating when you sell for that and field goals when you're in the red zone. But this is a Falcons team that has a favorable schedule, and I think they're getting better. I really do. It's great to see at least one of my teams can win every now and then.
I like Penix, and I think you got to go get him a real number 1 receiver. You need someone he can get the ball, and I think you got a chance here. This division, it's going to be interesting tonight with Tampa at Houston. We'll see how the Buccaneers play, but it's going to be a 2-team race.
You see a lot of football, Mark. Is Bijan Robinson not one of the best players in NFL?
Yeah, and get him the ball. You have horses.
They're smart.
Yeah.
They're getting him the ball in open space in the passing game as well as the running game, and it's like, thank goodness y'all remember running backs can catch out of the backfield. It's okay to throw them the ball.
All right, here's the thing. Andrew joins us every Monday. If something happens over the weekend, we'll do emergency stuff, okay? That's all the Gator Nation listening right now. Andrew Spivey, great stuff. Thanks for your help, and I'll see you next week, all right?
Absolutely, Mark. Take care, buddy.